Hey everybody, Ash here for the Triple S League. What could be more fun on a Friday afternoon than playing with a neural network? Out of context, that probably sounds dirty, but anyway, we are talking about an advanced AI, a tool called Talk to Transformer, which is at talktotransformer.com, and this tool is built on a language model called GPT-2 that was created by OpenAI, and it apparently generates coherent paragraphs of text one word at a time. The way this works is you just put in a prompt, you put in some text as a prompt, and the neural network will basically write coherent paragraphs based on whatever you input. And so for example, I just wrote the word houses here, and here's what it spat out. Houses and buildings will be used in the production of more than 400 million square meters of office space, a third of the city's total of 1.5 million square meters, as well as about 700,000 square meters of residential buildings. Work on this will run until October 2019. And so yada yada, it goes on like this, but this is my favorite paragraph here. While the government made no specific claims for the project until now, there are numerous plans already in place to power buildings and cities, and all of them have been criticized, especially by the opposition. Watch out, internet journalists, your jobs are officially in trouble. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to see what this neural network has to say about some of our favorite topics. Let's start off with a basic one, video games. Video games have been widely played by children before and are still in use now, though for the reasons given earlier this century, they provide a much richer interactive experience. Children love playing because unlike traditional toys, which are typically made of cardboard and rubber, toys made of textured plastic have much more tactile properties. Their own hands are not afraid to grab and feel a sense of freedom, which makes the process of finding and manipulating things much easier. Oh good lord. The children's use of virtual reality has gone way beyond the typical 2D games with which they are familiar. They are now looking for experiences that replicate their own bodies, even moving and feeling things like walking or touching their hair. They seek to create the experience of being able to see beyond the white screen and go into different worlds. The development of a more intuitive interface for the child's brain can help with this, but the experience of being able to feel and move their own physical parts will continue long after the current 3D games and 3D interfaces have gone. Did that give you chills? That gave me chills. Holy crap. This is scary stuff. We are clearly on the verge of extinction. Okay, I want to try giving it a little more input and see what it comes up with. Video games have been widely criticized for... Video games have been widely criticized for their lack of social connection, but that hasn't stopped developers from experimenting with social aspects of gaming. The likes of Team Fortress 2, the multiplayer shooter series from Valve, have been experimenting with the idea of playing games in co-op with others on the same team. The game is called Team Fortress 2, Stand Together, but Team Fortress 2 co-op is actually the most commonly played multiplayer mode in the game, making it the most socially connected. Hold on a second. Is this a real thing? Stand Together, a Team Fortress 2 fanfic. What? So wait a minute. This is not... Team Fortress 2 Stand Together is not... That's not... At first I thought, like, are they just pulling this text from an article somewhere or what? It's actually writing this analysis of social connection in video games and using this hypothetical game called Team Fortress 2 Stand Together. I bet that Stand Together thing did come from that fan fiction, but that's really weird. Alright, let's see here. Video games are healthy to play because... Video games are healthy to play because your body is already doing the work of maintaining muscle function. The body can't just switch off after a period of time due to fatigue. Games with repetitive components, such as levels of violence, repetition, and action sequences, are a better way to manage your body's level of fatigue and ensure that you are ready for the next day's workout. I think you're a little confused there, Transformer. I think you're talking to the wrong demographic. A great tip to play games when you're feeling tired is to check your Facebook status with a friend or colleague to see if they're feeling good. This may feel a bit like cheating, but it won't hurt the day. Getting back to reality, this is serious research going on here. Let's see here. Video games. Let's get some opinion. Let's get some opinion out of this Transformer bot. I like video games because... the most fun I get is making music, especially after an evening at the beach. We're working all weekend in the garage, as I've been going from a few games here and there to working alone on the project, playing guitar and bass, or singing from start to finish. The main game we're developing, which will help a friend learn to play and grow, will be coming out in late 2014. Do you have any advice for a player looking to get into video game music? Okay, this is fascinating. One of the things this network is designed to do is to adapt to the tone of whatever the prompt is that you put in. And so this prompt that I gave it, I like video games because I think this kind of matches the tone of like an internet blog, like a casual internet blog, and that's really how this is written. And you look at the second paragraph here, do you have any advice for a player looking to get into video game music? This sounds like one of those questions they would put in like a question and answer style blog, where, you know, there'd be an introductory paragraph and then like a header that's a question, and then they answer the question in the next paragraph. And then even down here. And one last thing, I would really love it if you liked this. Oh, here it is right here. I would love it if you liked this blog and would take some time to leave some nice comments below. I really appreciate the support if you do it, and if you do, I really would like to do an interview with you. Oh, really? You might not want to promise to do an interview with everyone who comments. That might be a bad idea. The best video game of 2019 will be... The best video game of 2019 will be a sequel to the first game, which was released in 1999 and received an average review score of 4 out of 5 by users. The developers behind the sequel, Irrational Game, want to improve upon that game's score to 7. They want 7 out of 5? Okay. The top-rated game of 2018, The Evil Within 2, will be one of the big releases of the year. Players will have to travel through a series of environments, including a dark version of the White House, the home of the president, while struggling with both zombies and a new kind of threat known as the Reapers. The top 5 most popular video game apps of 2017. According to Game Informer, video games made in 2017 were the most popular and critically acclaimed games of all time? Meaning that there weren't any game titles released during this time that broke records? I can't tell if it's Transformer Bot or Game Informer that's a little confused there. Here we go. Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 is a cyberpunk game set in an ultra-modern cyberpunk-influenced universe. The game takes place in an alternate future where cybernetic implants have been replaced by nanotechnology, enabling soldiers to control and alter the world around them. What is this? What is this garbage? There's a footnote? Game description edit. It's mimicking Wikipedia here. In a modern world, machines have replaced humans as the dominant power. From the shadows lurk powerful agents of government, corporations, and secret organizations. A future of chaos and corruption threatens. The game will be a free-to-play turn-based title that takes place in a cyberpunk world as seen in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. When will Cyberpunk 2077 release? Cyberpunk 2077 is slated for December 21st, 2013 in the UK via Cyberpunk 2077 The Deluxe Edition, followed by a US release on February 7th, 2014. When it is being made, is this going to be a full PC game? The game is currently being made for the PS4 and PS4 Pro, so that should mean that at least in terms of graphics, it will be a PC port. But with the PS4, there's the potential of getting a full PC version as well. The game is actually in 2 versions. It could either take many versions that are on different consoles, in which case it is being developed on PlayStation 4 Pro, or it could take 2 versions, one for Windows and the other for Windows. CD Projekt Red. Okay, what the hell? I don't know what this is. Let's try this again. CD Projekt Red is also in talks to make a video game adaptation of the game. though it's not clear if that will be The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. For gamers who didn't already know, The Witcher is a fantasy role-playing game set in a fantasy world after the collapse of civilization in Thedas. In this world, magic and science are both vital to survival, but there is a very real danger of those two powers driving the world toward a dark and violent end. For the past few years, fans and critics alike have been looking to see what The Witcher 4 could bring. We have received word that The Witcher 4 has been in talks with several Hollywood movie producers, and an actual release date is expected sometime in 2017. I feel like I'm looking through a portal into an alternate universe. Bethesda's new game is in development. We have had a new game in development, the developer has said. We expect to be revealing more information as we get closer to when Fallout 4 launches and release the game. We'll update as soon as more information is released. Update. We'll update again as more information becomes available. Fallout 4 is reportedly slated for release on September 24th, 2015. EA's reputation at the time was built upon using technology from Microsoft under contract. We were constantly running into problems with Microsoft, says Mr. Denny. So when they would get the technology and put together software that made something really special, it was like, no, not for this. EA's new game. You know what? I think this is the most accurate predictive text I have ever seen in my entire life. EA's new game, period. Short opening paragraph. Advertisement. EA's business model. EA's business model includes an online service called Amazon Web Service in partnership with local affiliates. Okay. According to the Triple S League, 2019's Game of the Year will be on ESPN. According to the Triple S League, the best video game of 2019 will be Pokemon Go Uplink. The Triple S League believes that players who discover Pokemon Go Uplink while out running will not only receive a Pokemon-themed gift, they'll also receive a new pair of shoes that they can wear while on their run. The shoes appear to be in white, gray, and orange. When we launched Pokemon Go Uplink, oh my god. When we launched Pokemon Go Uplink, we wanted players who'd never played the game before to be able to get used to the unique environment, said Double S President and Chief Executive Officer Jeff Brown. What is this? What is this knockoff Double S League? During a press conference held today. According to the Triple S League, Cyberpunk 2077 will begin its world tour this summer. It's coming out in June. You can find the band's latest music on its website and Facebook page. Today, the Triple S League leaked some hot new info about an upcoming video game called Triple S. The developers, known as Gameplay Team, is going to be based out of Japan, the creators behind the Double Dragon, Sword of Justice, Dark Souls 3. Triple S, a Triple S story, is going to be one of the most intriguing and unexpected video games yet because many fans will know it was an indie game that was created and published by one of their friends. Sybsidian is quite nice to play with. It's not a monster, it's not a tank. It has a ton of attack speed, but it's very squishy. Sybsidian's favorite video game is BioShock Infinite, but when I mentioned it's got the right blend of modernity and fantasy, he said it sounds more classic. A classic game. I'm into that, he explained. Asheninity is a member of the Omegas. Most of the members have shown signs of insanity, including their involvement in their own deaths, but the other Omegas have shown to be more intelligent. They have often fought each other and tried to kill Asheninity, but failed. Damn right. This is a review of Fallout 76. This is not an endorsement for this game. I was very disappointed with the first Fallout game, and this game is on the same level as that game. I did experience a couple issues regarding combat in combat-related cutscenes, because they were in the wrong order when loading. I did not experience any other problems, however. Fallout 76 is only $8.99 and doesn't have the same amount of content as Fallout 3, Fallout 4, or any other game available for purchase on GOG. The first-person mode is limited to 4 players and is very limited. While writing this review for Fallout 76, which you will be seeing shortly when Bethesda unveils the final game, there was one constant in my mind when I was playing the new game. Fallout 4 was awesome. There were certainly parts I hated, like the graphics and graphics-heavy combat. Here are the top 10 best video games of all time. Final Fantasy III, The Warrior, Super Mario World 2D World, Super Mario Galaxy 2D Land, Super Mario 64 The World, Final Fantasy The World, The World, Final Fantasy IV The Warrior, World the Warrior. Todd Howard says that Bethesda's new game will be something that's very different from the previous games, and it will take place hundreds of years after the events of Fallout 4. According to Howard, Bethesda is hoping to achieve realism better than Fallout New Vegas, and it's going to allow the player to play as some of the characters from the Fallout franchise. The game will focus on a small team of scientists at Vault 111 as they search for the mysterious lost Vault 112. In this new area, you can create special clothing that enhances your combat performance. But what about the dialogue for these characters? This was something Bethesda was concerned about in Fallout 4. Now it looks like they may have solved that issue and made characters voiced much more interesting. Disney has announced a new movie based on a video game called Grand Theft Auto 5. Warner Brothers has announced a new movie based on a video game called Uncharted. The film, based on a short film about a boy who discovers he can manipulate gravity for more practical uses, has been in development since 2011. Alright, I'm going to wrap things up with one final bit of input. In a stunning press release, CD Projekt Red announced that the studio had acquired rights to the Valkyr dynasty, an ancient empire ruled by a warrior king who was known for his penchant for brutality and ruthlessness. Our goal with the Valkyr dynasty is to give you a wonderful, immersive, and emotional story, as well as bringing new life to this timeless setting. In the end, the choice to create the game will mean more than the game itself, and we look forward to bringing Valkyr dynasty into life, says Marcin Iwinski, lead game designer and director of the project. We know what you are all excited about from the beginning. We hope you enjoy this opportunity and get involved in the adventure. Alright, confirmed. We now know what CD Projekt Red's new IP is. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell, and then check out some of these other videos. Find the link to our Discord server and other important stuff in the description below.